Hey homebrewers, Ryan here with a Homebrew Wednesday update video. Been very anxious to receive the stack of papers here, and it finally came in the mail today. This is the results of the first round of the National Homebrew Competition. I don't know how many of you entered into it, but I entered in the maximum 4 entries this year, which were down from many entries from last year. I think it might have been 7. The year before it was like 13, 14. You used to be able to enter as many as you wanted. But I shipped my beers to Austin, to the Austin Judging Center. The San Diego Judging Center filled up before I got in. I've never entered before, so I didn't have the highest priority. Those that either judge or steward get priority, and then I think it probably goes priority with people with prior entries. Anyway, good news. My English barley wine scored a 43 and got second place in the medal round. So that beer will be moving on to the national competition second round in Grand Rapids. So really stoked to have that beer advance. The only beer of my 4 to advance. And yeah, I thought that beer turned a corner and was starting to really drink well. So I got a 44 from one judge and a 42 from another judge, and yeah, they kind of knocked me off on appearance, which was kind of interesting. Other than that, really can't complain too much about what they said. The beer I'm kind of bummed about is my American IPA. It scored a 42, went to the mini boss round, or mini best of show round, aka the medal round, and got a 42 but did not get a place. But which is kind of a bummer. Got a 43 by one judge, 41 on the other. You know, I don't know where that kind of could be too much improved. They're apparently getting a lot of onion garlic out of that beer, which I don't necessarily get a lot of that characteristic. But I'm guessing that's probably the mosaic hops in there. But yeah, and it's out of a scale of 50, but I mean, I don't know if any judges really go above 45 for most beers anyway. If any of you scored over a 45, let me know and send me that beer because I'd love to taste it. Moving further along down the line is my bourbon barrel aged imperial stout and wood age category. Got a 35. Both basically said it was, too boozy. And I kind of agree with that. I'm used to drinking whiskey, so I don't think it's overly boozy, but probably for the style, it's too boozy. That beer will probably do better in competition a year from now. And then finally, this is the beer I didn't think it would score this high. I entered in Belgian Specialty, category 16E. I called it a Saison with Brett, and the beer was actually ropey in the bottle. It was actually sick. And unfortunately, I'm guessing Pediococcus got into the beer from some dregs I added. And they were just complaining mostly that the Brett dominated it. But, nothing wrong with that for me. I like it that way. So anyway, maybe not the best to style Brett kind of beer, but a 31 for that beer. I didn't expect it to score that high, so I'm actually pretty pleased with the results. I thought maybe my bourbon barrel aged imperial stout might have done a little better with the score, but I would have been kind of surprised if it would have placed. And I guess I'm slightly disappointed my IPA is not moving on, but it's usually the largest category at the competition these days, so a bit of a crapshoot for that. So that's my results from NHC. Hope everyone else did well if you entered. And then I just want to talk about my experience with the San Diego region judging. I went down to Stewart. I signed up to Stewart. Well, actually, kind of didn't really sign up. I wanted to sign up. Sign-ups are closed, but they told me, just show up anyway. And we'll get you signed up in Stewart. So I was there, and some people thought I was there maybe to judge, and I said, well, if you want me to judge, I'll judge, but, I'm here to Stewart. I've judged before, but I've never been a steward, and that guarantees an entry next year's competition. So wanted to take advantage of that, and thought it'd be a great experience. And one of the competition guys was like, well, we might not have a judge showing up, so you're on standby. And I actually got pulled into judging, and I judged the European Dark Lager category, which was a great learning experience. Teamed up with Kelsey McNair, who's a really well-known homebrewer here in San Diego. And you'll hear about more of him in the future with North Park Beer Company, which hopefully will get off the ground very soon. And he's been a judge a lot longer, so it was great judging with someone I knew, someone had experience, really helped me out. Very cool to judge a style I don't drink a lot of, and just a really great experience as far as what I experienced with judging. And I'm sure there's some other experiences based on what I was seeing where maybe it wouldn't have been the most pleasant experience had I been on that panel, especially when they're arguing over the top 3 beers for 45 minutes. That to me seems a little excessive, but it's a serious competition. It is the biggest competition, I think, of the year in terms of having all these regions and then coming together. I know there's a big competition in Texas, which is like the largest single competition in terms of number of entries allowed. I haven't shipped out of state for any competitions until this first round for NHC to Austin. So now I got to figure out. I have this barley wine. I have 3 bottles aging in the refrigerator, and then the rest are aging at room temperature. So I got to figure out which 3 to send, because you have to send 3 bottles to the next round. And do I open one of the refrigerated ones to compare with the room temp one and figure out which one to send? I'm not sure. This is going to be the hardest part about this, because I initially sent my 2 bottles that were refrigerated, so I'm tempted just to send the other 3 that have been in there. But I don't know if the room temperature one maybe is further along. I don't know. Maybe I'll read closely to their notes more and see what they think. If there's any comments as far as what can make it better. But really happy with the results. So we're going to wrap this one up. Until next time, everyone. Cheers.